Hey y'all, this is Jonathan at the Real Estate Appraisal Group. And so, I love looking at these houses, and especially the ones that have been on the market for a long time. I'm trying to figure out, why haven't they sold? And so I'm up here in Pikesville, Maryland, and I came across this listing, and it had been on the market for a while. And I was curious when I was reading the MLS why it hasn't sold, because they basically said this house is renovated. I was like, wow, and on MLS, the photos look kind of cool. So I was just kind of surprised. So I decided to come out here and visit. It's a nice little drive. I actually am doing some work in the area. So I was like, you know what, let me go check this one out. And then it became very obvious. So let's look at the house. But before that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Sometimes I see these things and it just makes me laugh. I have stories. But yeah, leave a comment. I want to hear your comments on this one. Subscribe to the channel. Let's check it out. Okay, so y'all ready to check out this house? All right, first, that's not the house, that's the neighbor's house. And it's a bit of work. Anyway, we've seen this before. What do you hear in the background? Lots and lots of traffic. In fact, if you look right behind those trees right there, I think I'm off of 695 highway. Let me see. I'm sorry, 795. So all I hear is just cars and cars and cars, and it's not even rush hour right now. So I'm gonna hold real still, and you can kind of see the cars rushing by. But anyway, let's look at this house. Here it is. This is our house that has been renovated. Now, I don't know if you can see this in the photo, or in the video rather, but this is not a renovated house, at least not from the outside. I just opened the front door. We're gonna go inside for a minute, but right up here along the edge, you can see, now this whole roof is old. You can even see where this is all faded right there. There's a patch of where they did some patchwork on the roof. So that right there is just one example of how unrenovated this house is. They definitely did not do anything on the outside. You can see the siding is coming off. It's not tight against the against the surface. I mean, they didn't even paint. This is old paint. Oh my goodness. Sometimes these things just make me laugh. You got a bird's nest here, so you have a home for your birds. And when you just get up close, I mean, sometimes I understand that renovators will do things and, they may cut a few corners, but my goodness, this is not renovated. Let's look at the surface. Let's look up close. You can kind of see there. They dug a hole out, so we already know that's gonna be a problem, because you're just gonna have water going down into the basement or into your foundation. We got some stuff going on here, another hole, some random wood. I mean, we haven't even gone into this house on the inside. So more old siding. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The wood's just, now look at these windows. Not hardly new. I mean, this is crazy. Now, the upside is you got 2 acres, a little over 2 acres. Look at that tree, has all sorts of nests and debris. And then there's the old deck. Not much to it there. And this is our air conditioning unit. That thing has seen better days. So, I say all this because they're advertising this as a house that's been recently renovated, but I think we can kind of clearly see that there's a lot of work. Look at that gutter. I mean, goodness gracious, that thing is older than I am. So let's go around. These trees would need to be cut back. I'm sure there's probably gonna be some problems. We have an old tree here. This thing is dead. It'll make for good firewood, but there's a lot of rot as well. So they'll cut it down and not much tree would be left. So let's go inside and see if there's anything that has been renovated on the inside. Like I said, I just basically opened the door. I try to look at these houses with fresh eyes when I'm doing these videos. Sometimes I'll know what's going on, but most of the time, or a lot of times, I'm going in for the first time as you are watching this video like I am. So here we go. We have some algae on the front step. That is not green paint. That is growth and an old welcome mat with an old door. I have yet to see any renovation. And this is our kitchen. So what do I see? Okay. The appliances are white, and it's kind of interesting because these might be new. I doubt that they are because the trim is a little kind of that off-white. So I suspect that these are not new, brand new. They might be new to this building, but maybe they got them at a scratch and dent. But like when you see the paper is older, it doesn't have any print, it just screams probably not a brand new appliance. And then white doesn't scream new anyway, okay? We have an old microwave here. This is an old style microwave. I think I had one of those in college. And then we have our appliance here. They have a hood. And then these cabinets. Now the style of the cabinets, these are probably newer cabinets. And I think that's what they were talking about when they said they renovated this place. There were recent renovations. This dishwasher is definitely old. And then we have this laminate counter. So it could be a brand new counter that's laminate. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you need in the property. But this style screams old. So it looks like what they really did was they came in and cleaned up this kitchen. Maybe it's nice if you were renting it and you were kind of thinking about, future wear and tear on a property. It might appeal to a future renter. But when you're advertising as recently renovated, this kind of does not, I mean, it is not. Let's just call it what it is. We have a floor. The floor is in decent condition, but it's not new. And then now here's our living area. We see some issues. Wow, oh my goodness, look at this. Now, something's going on with the water, with the roof. Probably that same patchwork that they did, but no one bothered to clean this fireplace. So you got all the water stains on here. This can be cleaned off, or you could paint it, Man, that's pretty nasty up there. So all that trim needs to be removed rather, and repainted. Then we come over. Now, the paint is an older color paint. I don't even know if it shows up in this video, but you can kind of see this is an older paint. So again, I'm really kind of being critical because of the fact that this house was advertised as being renovated. If it were just a regular house and they said, hey, needs repairs, this house is just fine, I mean, all houses have some problems, but it's just the way that it's being marketed. It makes you wonder, why has this been on the market? Now, I want to talk about this couch a little bit. If you're gonna renovate something, or if you're gonna stage, don't have an old couch. You might like that in your own house, and this thing might be comfortable, but it does not look good. And it's not going to add to selling, to the appeal of this house, the marketability. And of course, then we have these beautiful windows with the shades. It doesn't have shades. There's just all kinds of growth all over it. I haven't even gone downstairs. I'm afraid to. All right, let's see. Do we have any lights? I think we have some lights here. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is a small powder room. No lights in the, oh, you gotta reach across over here. Okay, so you gotta reach across to turn on the light, which is a little unusual. Usually you like it right by the door. This turns on the fan and it's just a powder room, okay? So that's a bit unusual. Usually there's a full, I've seen this floor plan before, and usually there's a full bathroom here. We have the old thermostat, and then we have one of the bedrooms. And this bedroom has this green, this funky green paint. Wow, these are some interesting closet doors. I guess that's pretty cool. I guess that's different, you know. But there's no trim work or anything, so, you know, I don't know how that would come off. But you can kind of see there. And then we have in here, okay, not much for matching going on in here. So maybe this is what's been updated. They have a new vanity here. But the sink and the faucet, man, that thing is old. You can see the mold sitting around there in the mildew. So they could have cleaned that a whole lot better. And then we have the old face plates. Why? I mean, change this out, you know, little stuff like that. Then we have this tub. So maybe the house was renovated since it was built. That's what it is, because it was not recently renovated. All right, let's keep going. And then we have another bedroom here with the different doors. And then we have another bedroom. These are some interesting closet doors. This one has 2 closets, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's check out the basement. I'm gonna tell you how much they're asking for this house in a little bit. I wanna see the basement. So this is interesting. I didn't realize this, but I think what they did was they went to IKEA and they built this closet. They put together this closet and installed it. I think they permanently, it's attached to the ground. So I'm shaking it a little bit and it's not moving. So this is your closet right when you walk into the front door. And of course, you know, you're gonna have some issues. You gotta close the door, close the closet door in order. But when you come back here, you can clearly see this is a piece of furniture. Okay, so let's go on down these stairs. And then we have a finished basement. Now I don't see necessarily any problems here, except that this house is not renovated. So when they say recent renovations, one of the things that happens is appraisers, we get people that will say, yeah, we recently renovated. And then I'll turn around and ask them, when did you renovate? And the reason I ask is because they are thinking they renovated since they moved in, and that might have been, I've seen people say, yeah, we renovated and it was 20 years ago. And so they moved in 25 years ago and they're thinking their renovations are still new. I found that really, my goodness, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I'm guessing after 5 years, you can see the aging on a property. After 10 years and after 15 years, it's amazing how much styles change. So renovations have a tendency to kind of not have a long lifespan. And you can kind of see that when you go to like the new box stores, or you go to like the furniture stores, or, you know, those kitchen appliance, not kitchen, but the remodeling stores. And what will happen is all the styles start to look different. And that will tell you, that's a good indicator that your renovations are starting to get dated. But most homeowners don't really realize that. So I think that's what happens here. In this case, they probably renovated maybe 10, 15 years ago. They put in those new kitchen cabinets for sure, probably within a year or two. But they're saying some renovations have been done, and that's the problem. But we see a lot of damage. A lot more damage than renovations in this house. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. This one here, we have our utility area. Now this is a big old space here. There's a lot that you could do back here if you're a handyman or a handy person rather. You know, this is a good work area, or it gives you some more room to finish out. But this furnace is old. I mean, that's an old baby right there. That one is old. And look at this thing right here. Look at all the rust on this refrigerator. So this house has been sitting on the market for a long time, and I can kind of see why. Somebody's coming in thinking that they're gonna see this is just a little back storage area. But they're thinking they're gonna see a renovated home, or at least some renovations done, But I would say for the most part, 95% of this house needs work. And you may not like those kitchen cabinets, so that means you gotta do the whole kitchen also. All right, let's talk about the numbers. So here, let me adjust my camera so you guys can see me. I thought I was gonna sit on this chair, but it's actually a stool. I'm right here in the kitchen, on the kitchen island. So they are asking $450,000 for this home. It's about 1,300 square feet, and it was built in 1956. So yeah, some of this work has been done since the house was built, but it's still old. I would guess the hardwood floors in here are actually not too bad, but the ceramic and most of the rest of the house needs work. Okay, you're gonna need a new roof. You need new everything on this one. You also have another 1,300 square feet down in the basement. So overall, you're working with about 2,600 square feet. So again, they're asking $450,000. This house has been on the market for 493 days. That is crazy. That is a long time. Oh my goodness. I just saw their original asking price was $899,000. $899, and they're down to $450,000. They basically have cut the price in half. And the last time they actually reduced the price was 352 days ago. So I don't know how, they're not trying to sell this place. It's poorly marketed. It's priced too much. There's a lot going on. That's my take. I want to know what you have to say about this one. Leave a comment, please. I want to hear what you guys have to say. What would you do to this house? Tell me that. And I don't know. I just look forward to it. You guys leave some great stuff, and I love your feedback. I will talk to you at the next one. Bye-bye.